Buongiorno, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, then a big warm welcome to you. My name is Noura, and on this channel I do a lot of fragrance reviews, makeup, skincare and lifestyle in general. So if this is something you are interested in, then please subscribe and also hit the notification bell. And without further ado, let's start this video. This is part 4 of my massive fragrance haul. I will link all the previous parts in the description down below and in the eye up here if you are interested in these kind of videos. Part 1 was dedicated to luxury and niche fragrances, part 2 to spring fragrances, and part 3 to summer fragrances. And today's video should have been a strict winter fragrances haul, but I discovered that I forgot about some summer fragrances that were in like a bag aside, and I forgot to include them in my summer haul. I know that this haul is coming really late because I think I uploaded part 1 and 2 like almost a month ago, but as I said before, I had to travel to Egypt before finishing filming my haul, and when I returned there were a lot of new releases, and I know everybody is more excited about the new releases, so I always prefer to upload these videos before the other videos. So I don't know when I will upload this one. I hope not too long, but yeah, sorry for anyone who is like waiting for the rest of the haul. So let's start with the summer fragrances and move on to more of winter fragrances. And let's start with a cheapie, and I have here Mandarina Duck, Let's Travel to Miami. This is 100 ml and I found it really cheap. I don't know if they are going to discontinue this one or why I found it with almost half the price. It is already a cheapie, but it was further discounted, so I did test this one in the store and I actually was surprised by the smell. So let's open it, and here is the bottle. Quite simple. Yes, exactly. It's a fruity floral fragrance with a lot of citruses. I really get peach here. I think this is the predominant note. Yes, and citruses, so I think like orange, mandarin orange. Yeah, there is another fruity note, but I can't detect it so much. And I remember in the dry down it was a little bit musky, but not in a very cheap way like a lot of fresh fragrances. And as usual with new fragrances, I can't tell you about longevity and sillage, so stay tuned for an update on this fragrance and all the others that I didn't have the chance to really test around. And let's search for the notes. So we have top notes citruses, mid you have peach, passion fruit, blackcurrant, and in the base musk. Yes, this is exactly what I get. Mostly it's the peach. I really get the peach and the citruses. In the dry down also the musk. The blackcurrant, to be honest, I don't get it so much. So that was Mandarina Duck, Let's Travel to Miami. Now let's go to a blind buy, and this is L'Envin Éclat de Fleur. Again, hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. This is my first try of L'Envin. This is quite an inexpensive fragrance and I got it like really cheap. The reason why I bought this one, because a lot of people say that this is very similar or a dupe for Chanel Chance Au Tendre and also to Dior from the Collection Privée Souffle du Soir. So I mainly bought this one for a future video where I do a comparison. And I have to say, from what I remember from both of fragrances, it's quite similar, at least now. I still have to test it side by side and see the dry down, longevity and sillage. So if you are looking for a cheap alternative to Chance Au Tendre or Dior Souffle du Soir from the Collection Privée, then stay tuned. I will do a dedicated video to that topic very soon. So upon initial spray I smell rose, musk and maybe some other florals. It has some sweetness, but I don't know from where it comes. So let's check the notes. In the top you have pear. Okay, this is where like the sweetness comes from. Mid you have freesia, jasmine, rose. In the base you have white musk and sandalwood. So again, stay tuned for a full review on this one and if it's a possible dupe for the fragrances that I mentioned. Next, I have here a mini, or like a travel size, from Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford. And this fragrance I am quite familiar with. I do own Eau de Soleil Blanc, and practically they are very similar, but practically Soleil Blanc is more creamy, more dense. The coconut is much amped up than in the Eau de Toilette version, and is also less citrusy. And I initially chose Eau de Soleil Blanc because I really liked the citrusy touch to it. That said, I really like Soleil Blanc more than the Eau de Toilette version, so I decided to get this one and wear it like now, like end spring, beginning summer, when it's not so hot, and play around with it and see if I want to buy a full bottle of it or not. And for those who don't know Soleil Blanc, it's mainly a coconut floral. I think there is ylang ylang, some citruses, and also some spices. I think it has cardamom. It's really a beautiful blend. You can really smell this is an expensive fragrance, and this is why I decided to buy it. So let me check the notes. So top you have pistachio, bergamot, cardamom, and pink pepper. Mid you have tuberose, ylang ylang, and jasmine. In the base you have coconut, main note here, amber, tonka and benzoin. As you can see, it's a very beautiful concoction of notes, and yes, it's a bestseller for a reason. So this was Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. Next fragrance is one of my absolute favorite jasmine fragrances, and this is Pure Poison from Dior. I know this is not a new fragrance and you are probably bored to death to hear about it, but it's for a reason. It's really good. And here is it. I really like the bottle of Pure Poison, and this is it's so beautiful. It has a little bit of a muskiness to it, and I think there is also gardenia, but mainly the star of the show here is a very beautiful, intoxicating, fresh jasmine. So beautiful. It's a very sexy jasmine, beautiful for spring and summertime. It's very simple, but yet sophisticated at the same time. It's intoxicating. It's just one of the best jasmine fragrances on the market. So I will read you the notes here. Top you have jasmine, orange, bergamot, Sicilian mandarin. Mid you have gardenia. Yes, you can get a little bit of gardenia, and orange blossom. This is surprising to me because I don't get it so much, and I actually don't like orange blossom. So if you don't like orange blossom, don't worry. Base you have sandalwood, white amber cedar, and white musk. And if you think this is like an old fragrance, an old release, so let's ignore it, big mistake. You have to check it, especially that it's very sexy, but still versatile and also appropriate to all ages. I think anyone can pull this one off from any age. So that was Pure Poison from Dior. Next is another fragrance that I can't stop to recommend to you guys, and that was featured in a lot of videos, and this is Pure Musk from Narciso Rodriguez. Oh, it's one of my favorite Narciso Rodriguez. I think now it's more of number 2 on my list because Narciso Ambre is just now my obsession. I did a dedicated video also on the Ambre and the comparison between the new one, Eau Neroli Ambre, and the original flanker, which I will leave linked up here if you want to watch it. But yes, but I still love love, love pure musk. And if you don't know how pure musk smells like, it's exactly like the color of the bottle. This is how this fragrance smells like. White and a little bit frosty. It's more of a skin scent. It smells so nice. It's cozy and clean and just beautiful. This is one of my go-to bed scent fragrances. And I feel like I'm enveloped in this beautiful white fluffy cloud of cashmere and cotton. It's not warm, but it has this fluffy aspect to it. It is a skin scent and it doesn't last very long, but I still like it. I still go for it, especially that, you know, I use it for bedtime, so it's not like I have to smell myself for a long time. On Fragrantica, they don't list a lot of notes. You have musk, of course, floral notes, and cashmere. If you are into like skin scents, clean fragrances, or you work in an environment that doesn't allow fragrance, maybe check Pure Musk from Narciso Rodriguez. The new one, Musk Noir, by the way, I did a review, which I will leave again in the description down below and in the eye up here. Both Pure Musk and Musk Noir for me are bedtime scents. This is more for winter, and Musk Noir is for me in, yeah, I'm using it now, and I think I will continue using it for the summer. So, Pure Musk from Narciso Rodriguez. Next, I have Paul Gaultier Kandal By Night. And it was quite risky for me buying this fragrance because it has a pear note, and I noticed in Paul Gaultier when there is pear, it turns metallic on my skin. And I did test this one in the store and it did turn metallic more than once. But I own Paul Gaultier label, and I don't know why it stopped turning metallic on my skin. So I am hoping that this one will do the same. Okay, yes, exactly how I remember it. You get a lot of pear, jasmine, and the honey. So I am not a fan of the original Kandal. It's too much, it's too sweet, it's very heavy. It's almost like a sticky fragrance. This one I prefer because it's fresher, and I love jasmine, of course, and it's, for me, it's more refined. And let's see if it will turn metallic. Yeah. So in the air, I got a lot of sweetness, but for some reason on my skin, I mostly get the jasmine and the pear. The honey is there, but not so much. And like almost all of Paul Gaultier fragrances that I tried, at least, it's quite sexy. So let's check the notes. There are only 3 notes listed. So you have pear, jasmine and honey, and all 3 of them are the predominant notes. Of course, there is more to it. And I would say there is also vanilla. But yeah, anyway, yes, these are the predominant notes. So that was Kandal By Night. Next is another Paul Gaultier fragrance and another Kandal, and this is Kandal By Night. I debated a long time with myself if I should buy this fragrance because it's quite sweet. And here it is, as you can see, the juice is quite dark. Now we are moving toward the winter fragrances. And again, you have the DNA of Kandal, if I remember correctly, so the honey, but it has an added cherry note. Yes. Yeah, you definitely get the honey, and let's spray this one here on this hand. Yeah, this is very sweet. So for me, I would wear this one only for like real winter, nighttime, daytime kind of a scent. So the honey is there, but I also get tonka bean, vanilla, yeah, and the cherry. The cherry is not the predominant note here, but you do get it. And I love cherries. It has some powderiness also in it. Yeah, I definitely smell a powdery note. Maybe there is iris here. So let's search for the notes. This time we have like a real note structure here, not only 3 notes. So top you have honey, the star of the show here, bitter orange and citruses. You don't get the citruses so much. Oh, it's getting very powdery now. Mid you have cherry, tuberose, orange blossom pear, nard Himalayan, tonka bean. Yes, you get tonka, of course. Vanilla. Yes, and you get vanilla. Patchouli, sandalwood, amberwood, and white musk. So there is no iris. Strange. Maybe it's the tuberose. It's like the dusty kind of tuberose. I don't know. It's very powdery on my skin, which actually I like, to be honest. It lifts up a little bit the honey note. Yeah, I like it more in the dry down than in the initial spray. And since I did test this fragrance out a lot of times on my skin, I can tell you this is a beast mode fragrance. And I always recommend this one to the original one, because the original one is just a honey bomb. There is no complexity, no smoothness or roundness. It's just a bomb in your face and that's it. So yeah, if you are into beast mode fragrances, check this one out, especially if you are into honey and sweet fragrances. And speaking of gourmand sweet fragrances, let's take this one. And this is Sardi Sound of Donna. And to me, this is one of the underrated gourmand fragrances on the market. If I remember correctly, it had whipped cream, chestnut, and almond. It's not like Kandal By Night where there is no freshness, it's just strict sweet gourmand fragrance. This has a nice fresh opening and also floral note. It's musk. I can smell musk, sandalwood maybe. If I remember correctly, the whipped cream note and the chestnut comes more towards the dry down, not in the initial spray. Initial spray is quite fresh, floral, but I can't detect like the notes. Let's search for the notes while I wait for the dry down. Sardi Sound of Donna has top notes of green almond, magnolia, mandarin orange. In the mid you have heliotrope, tuberose and rose. Base you have whipped cream, chestnut, patchouli, sandalwood. It's a very pleasant sweet gourmand, but not a choking gourmand like the Kandal By Night. So I think for people who love gourmands, they can pull this off like during the summer, but for nighttime. I still can't get so much the whipped cream and the chestnut, but I know in the dry down, I remember I got it. I don't know why nobody is talking about this fragrance. It's a cheapie. You always find this one on discount, so don't pay the full price for it. And it's a beauty, and I really hope it will have a good longevity. So yeah, that was Sardi Sound of Donna. Check on the Scandala Paris. Yeah, it's getting again this metallic note, but I still have hopes for it. I will continue using it until it will magically disappear. I don't know how, but I hope for it. Oh, I forgot another Tom Ford here, but yeah, this is a winter scent, so yeah, it's fitting. This is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. I think Noir Extreme is actually the men version, but I do like it more than the Noir Parfum. Yes, yes, yes. Noir Parfum was for me too cloying, especially on my skin. When I tested it on paper, I liked it, and I was really disappointed when I tested it on my skin, and what I got is this very sweet cloying fragrance. This is a gourmand spicy fragrance for me, definitely for winter. Cardamom here is so beautiful, and I think there is also saffron, and I love saffron in fragrances. Ooh. The Noir Parfum or Noir Extreme has the predominant note in it, kulfi, which is like a kind of an Indian gelato with cardamom. So the kulfi note already has cardamom in it, and with Extreme they added also cardamom note, so you can really smell it. And I love cardamom and saffron fragrances. The dry down is ambery, woody, beautiful. Oh, beautiful, spicy, ambery, gourmand, and so sexy. Very, very sexy. And this is totally unisex. You can share it with your husband or significant other. Yeah. So let's search for the note for this beauty. So Tom Ford Noir Extreme has top notes of cardamom, nutmeg, saffron. Yes, I knew it. I knew it. Mandarin orange, neroli. Mid you have kulfi, rose. Interesting. I don't get the rose. Jasmine, mastic, orange blossom. In the base you have vanilla, amber, woody notes, and sandalwood. I would say the star of the show is here. The kulfi, cardamom, amber, saffron with like a woody background, sandalwood and other notes. Yeah. It's just a stunning fragrance. I can't stop raving about it. So yeah, that was Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Next, I have here two Roberto Cavalli fragrances. This is Roberto Cavalli Eau de Parfum and Roberto Cavalli Nero Assoluto. And let's start with Nero Assoluto because this is a blind buy for me and I'm a little bit nervous. It's being discontinued and I found it like heavily discounted. Was like the last bottle, so I immediately bought it. Here it is. This is Roberto Cavalli Nero Assoluto. I'm a fan of Roberto Cavalli fragrances in general. They are really good quality for the price. Okay. I don't know about this one, guys. It's very sweet, at least now in the opening. Yeah, I think there is like an orchid accord or something. Yeah, it's like a fruity berry sweetness, but it's not flowers or berries. So usually when I smell this combination, it's an orchid. It's an orchid accord. So first impression, I don't like it so much. It's not bad, but not my vibe, you know. Okay, let's search for the notes. So Roberto Cavalli Nero Assoluto has surprise, surprise, orchid. I was right, yes. Orchid, citruses. I don't get the citruses. Mid you have vanilla, yes, there is vanilla, I get it. Base you have ebony and woody notes. To be honest, all what I smell is orchid and vanilla, and that's it. Unfortunately, I don't like this one, but it doesn't smell cheap. It smells more expensive than what you are paying for. If you are an orchid vanilla lover, maybe check this one out, especially that it's now discontinued. So yeah, that was Nero Assoluto. Let's go to Roberto Cavalli Eau de Parfum. And this one is not a blind buy. I did test this fragrance on my skin. It's not black. It comes in a transparent bottle. And this one, let me tell you, took me by surprise. If I remember correctly, the opening was quite deceiving. The dry down, however, is for me just wonderful. And the main note here is tuberose. And the tuberose here is the dusty tuberose. I wouldn't say that this is a vintage tuberose by any means, although this is more of a mature scent, but not vintage. It's just a beautiful dusty tuberose, and I'm not like a big fan of tuberose, but here I like it a lot. And to be honest, it smells expensive. If you are on a budget and you love tuberose, check this one out. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, so check it out. And it has an amazing longevity. Really, It stayed on my skin almost the whole day. I sprayed it only once and I continued to smell myself during the day. So I would imagine this has a very good sillage, especially if you overspray. It's more of a winter scent for me. Maybe, yeah, autumn, winter. So let me read you the notes. Has top notes of pink pepper. Mid notes you have African orange flower. Okay, you have vanilla, definitely. Benzoin, tonka bean, just amazing. And there is no tuberose. No. I think, no, let's just. Okay, I am maybe my nose is tricking me, but I can swear there is no orange blossom, but there is tuberose, and tuberose is like the main star of the show here, alongside the vanilla. Sometimes Fragrantica do mistakes. It's tuberose. I don't know. It's for me. It's totally tuberose. If anyone has this fragrance, please tell me in the comments down below if you smell tuberose or if you get like the orange blossom vibe. So Fragrantica says it's orange blossom, I say it's tuberose. Anyway, test it on your skin and decide, but for me it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance, and I highly, highly recommend it, especially with the price tag. It's amazing. So that was Roberto Cavalli Eau de Parfum. Let's move to Chanel, and this is Chanel Coco Noir. Here is a beautiful bottle. I mean, Chanel bottles are always like beautiful. And if I remember correctly, it has a little bit of the DNA of the original Coco. So it's a little bit spicy. You have orange, I think. Has orange. Patchouli. Like lots and lots of patchouli. Some floral notes, but I get orange. Some bitter note, which goes away but after a while, by the way. And the typical musk, like dry down of Chanel. To me, I can wear this fragrance all year round, to be honest. It has a little bit of a sexy boss lady vibe to it. So this is a fragrance more for a mature woman. So let me read you the notes for Coco Noir. Top notes you have grapefruit, bergamot and orange. Mid you have rose, geranium, jasmine, narcissus, peach. Interesting, I don't get the peach. Floral notes, yeah, I get floral notes, but nothing in particular. And to me, I get a lot of orange. Base, you have patchouli, sandalwood, both you can get. Olibanum, tonka bean, vanilla, white musk, yes, white musk, I got it, cloves, and benzoin. It's just a beautiful fragrance, especially if you want like the boss vibe, elegant boss vibe, with a touch of sexiness. Yeah, this is Coco Noir from Chanel. Let's go to Hermes, and I have here L'Ombre de Merveille. I did open this fragrance and use it already. Here it is. This is quite a unique designer amber in my opinion. It's a fresh amber, but not like ambre nuit. This is unique in its own way. It does have like the DNA of L'Eau de Merveille, like this line from Hermes. So they all have this sharp, almost like ginger kind of a note. I don't know if this one has ginger, but it has this little bit sharp edge to it, especially in the opening. It warms up after a while and becomes more warm, still with a little bit of freshness in it. Some spiciness. This was a blind buy. I enjoyed it. You can see I already used quite a lot of it, but I wouldn't repurchase it. Mainly also because of the very bad performance. This is a skin scent. It doesn't project. Even if you overspray, maybe you can smell yourself for a while. It's more of a skin scent, more of an intimate kind of a fragrance. And if I had to choose one of the line from Hermes, from the De Merveille line, I would choose this one. If you are looking for a cozy amber, but still with a touch of freshness, with some kick to it, now maybe check L'Ombre de Merveille. Let's look up the notes. So you have amber, vanilla, labdanum, and patchouli. So maybe the patchouli is this what gives us a touch of freshness, but I would say there is ginger here. It doesn't last long, as I said, but in the opening, I think I smell ginger. Anyway, that was L'Ombre de Merveille. So that concludes my video of today. With that, I finally finished my haul. I think I really went overboard. Not I think, I am sure I went overboard this time. Sorry again for the delay, and I hope there is no new release and I can upload this video very soon. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumb up and consider subscribing to my channel, and also hit the notification bell so you will get notified when I upload a new video. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.